Hello my darlings, I'm Danger Gen Vex and welcome to the final part of the Infinity Falls house build. In this video I'm tackling the two bathrooms upstairs and I am doing the last bit of landscaping. Please excuse the neighborhood dogs and the birds right outside my door going crazy. So I started out with a kid's bathroom because I figured it would be the most simple. You know, put in a shower slash bath so the kids can either shower or take a bath, put in somewhere where they can wash their dirty little faces, and put in a toilet, and that should basically cover it. I also replaced the wooden floor and the wooden walls with tile because I don't think any sane person would put damageable materials into a bathroom, especially not a children's bathroom. I mean, it took both me and my middle brother was finished and moved out of the house before my parents fixed up the guest bathroom. Now my little brother, he still lives there, but he's 18, he's turning 18 this year, and only now does he get to use a bathroom that actually has a nice sink and a shower slash bath, you know, not just a regular shower and that kind of thing. So you don't give your children stuff in a bathroom that can break. Not generally. Not unless they're teeny or teens and grown up and, you know, the usual drill. I will say right off the bat that despite the fact that a lot of these things are going to look like they're in really odd positions or that they might not be usable, everything has been tested, everything is usable. As far as I know, if I did miss something when you download this house from the gallery, if you download this house from the gallery and you want to play in it and you enjoy it and everything, but you found something that's a little screwy, please let me know. Anyway, it took me a while to decide on like a color to use in the bathroom because I wanted to have some kind of highlight, but I wanted to use like the blue at first, but I just couldn't find everything that matched in the blue, so I went with the green instead. And you know, I didn't want to, I thought about putting in a nice artwork or something, but again, it's a children's bathroom. Okay, they have a habit of wrecking stuff, especially with steam and all of those things. You don't want that in a bathroom where it can just get completely wrecked and ruined. Now I moved on to the ensuite bathroom for the main bedroom. And something that I really like to do is I like to have like a separate area for the bath, you know, so that it's always private and very relaxing. And then also to have his and hers. Now, even if I end up, you know, living the rest of my life without having a relationship, I still would like a his and hers bathroom. Don't ask me why, I just do. I love it. I actually had a his and hers bathroom in the very first apartment I lived in after I moved out of the house, because it was an ensuite bathroom to a bedroom, and it wasn't really an apartment, it was like a bachelor's flat, which was really just a converted walk-in closet, bathroom and main bedroom into an apartment. It didn't even have a kitchen. But I remember it and I kind of miss it. Anyway. Oh, by the way, today, the day I'm recording this, is actually Talk Like a Pirate Day. Now, I know that the day this video goes up is actually after Talk Like a Pirate Day, but I just can't resist. So here goes. Me mateys, I hope you had a good Talk Like a Pirate Day. I sound like I should be saying ha-cha-cha-cha after that, because I did not sound like a pirate at all. Why is the room gone? That's worse. Now you can see I'm just fiddling around with stuff on the bath. The bath actually does work, even though it's slightly put into the corner there. I'm surprised that it actually looked ever so slightly like it did belong that way. Thanks to the tap and the line of the tap, it looked like it actually did belong that way. I was very surprised that it worked out in the way that it did. Surprised, but very, very glad that it did. Because considering last time when I tried to do these bathrooms the first time and it just didn't work, I was dreading that doing the bathrooms this time might take forever. I really thought that I would sit here and fiddle and fiddle and fiddle and I would just not get anything done. But luck was on my side for the most part. I, again, couldn't really find a lot of decorations that tickled my fancy. So I decided to keep it relatively simple. As you can see here, for some bloody reason, I thought I could try putting in, those little fountain waterfall things in the bath. And as I was putting it down, I was like, Vex, what the hell is going through your head? Are you bloody stupid? Don't be an idiot. So I stopped it. And I didn't put curtains on all the walls, even though I kind of felt like I wanted to. Ooh. Excuse me. And I did put down a ridiculous amount of curtains, including curtains over the door. As I said, it has been tested. It does work. Your sim can actually walk through there to the bath. The curtains will not impede them. So it just looks pretty over an archway. Now, I wanted to create... First, I thought I was going to get stuck thinking about where to put the toilet and that I was going to end up with the toilet being in a spot where I absolutely hated it. Excuse me very much. I'm still a little croaky this morning. Believe it or not, I haven't had my coffee yet. I'm going to have it right after this. I just figured let me do this right now because if I don't, if I make coffee first, I'll find a reason to get distracted. So I'm doing this the very first thing today, which is probably why I'm scratchy. But I feel like the nook, the little toilet nook, worked out surprisingly well. I didn't know if it would, but I think it actually did. As I said, I was quite surprised by the fact that it worked out as well as it did. Now, usually I like to have at least a bit of a space between my his and hers, but this being a relatively smallish bathroom, you have just, his and hers right next to each other. Tough luck, boys and girls. I also tried to bring in a bit of the red, because it is an ensuite bathroom to the red bedroom. So, I wanted a little bit of red in the bathroom. I will say this. Despite the fact that I tried to use more detail in this build, I feel like it is honestly two of the worst bathrooms I've ever done in my life. Usually I obsess about these bloody things until I get them my version of perfect. Excuse me. Shelves on the wall, decorations, lighting. I can get bloody ornery about my bathrooms because I hate doing them so much, because I tend to suck at them so bloody much. I think I knew though that if I went, completely ornery with this bathroom or these bathrooms, there was just no way in hell I was ever going to finish it in under 2 or 3 hours. I think, honestly, bathrooms are, part of a house build that can take the longest for me, especially if I'm trying to do a nice and detailed build, because I spend way too much time on them. But these two, I guess I finished them relatively quickly, mainly because I wasn't being quite as ordinary as I could be. Yeah. Now I moved on to the landscaping. It was time to wrap this up, I think. Now, somehow I feel like I had other ideas for the landscaping as well. The front part of the house. I wanted to create what looked like a bit of a driveway, and there was quite a few things that I'd wanted to try when I originally started this build. However, over time, as I did a lot of this build, in between the episodes and the bits and pieces that you saw, I did fiddle. As you guys know, I can't help but fiddle. It's a disease. I fiddled with parts of the garden and the build and the driveway, and I don't know. To be perfectly honest, some things looked like it might work, and those things were kept, and a lot of it just didn't. So I didn't keep it because I didn't want to be so set on doing something specific that I would, keep doing it even though it ruins the house or the garden or whatever. As you can see, there's a bit more of my detail obsession. I figured if you're gonna have a landscaped garden, you're gonna have a bloody garden hose. I wanted to make sure that there was a dustbin, an outside dustbin, but I figured you weren't gonna go put it right smack in the front of your house. There's just absolutely no way you would do something like that. You would hide it in the back on a little stippy porch thingy, a bobby, a piece of stone. I put in the mailbox. I thought about putting in, like fencing and a gate and all of that. But again, the way that I built so completely close to the borders of the lot, a fence just really wouldn't have worked with the build. So I had to exclude that, and then I went back to, okay, what kind of trees would I want to put in here? I generally like putting either palm trees, and I checked palm trees, the look of palm trees in this build, but even though they look kind of okay, but at the same time they just look way too, I don't know, like there wasn't enough tree. Palm trees looked like there just wasn't enough tree. So instead I put down some willows, I put it down a bit more of those, I don't know, pine tree thingamabobs. And I put down some bushes on the side of our little walkway. I figured, they'd have some. It took me a while to remember though that there are other bushes, not just the ones I'd been fiddling with around there. I also put down some flowers as floor cover, because I'd like to, a lot of these bushes you can see underneath them. So I wanted to make sure that when you see underneath them, you saw flowers, more plants, not just grass or dirt or whatever. So I stuck down some flowers, stuck down a few more pretty bits and pieces, and I like it. I mean, it's not absolutely perfect, but no garden really ever is, not a natural-ish garden. And even though this was supposed to be a relatively manicured type of house and a manicured family and a kind of manicured garden, I still wanted it to have a touch of natural about it. I almost feel like these people, when they decided to build this house here or move in here or whatever, they just said, okay, there's a lot of trees and stuff here. Let's try and build the house around some of the natural landscaping, around this natural pond, and let's build the pool into the pond and the fountains into the pond and, the walkway around the trees. That's kind of what I meant. And this is the end result. I have to say that I'm actually rather happy with this look. So you can see it here. This is the frontal view, the final frontal view. I didn't do views of all the rooms. I just did of the final views you can see here, and of the 2 bathrooms that I finished. If you want to see, proper looks of the rest of the rooms, you can go take a look in the previous videos. Here's this bathroom. Here's the main bathroom. And as you can see, I really think it turned out okay. The bathrooms. The rest of the build I'm actually quite impressed with. I'm happy with how it looks, and yeah. Anyway, I also include a night shot for you just a bit, but if you guys enjoyed this build, remember to leave me a like down below. Leave me a comment on what you're thinking and what you'd like me to build next. But thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!